Hi, Will and Guy. Good. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for joining us in the zone today.
Look at your zone. It looks very galactic.
Yeah, we were very inspired by your album here.
Awesome.
So we have our own planet.
Fantastic.
Guy, you've said in the past when you recorded your last album, Everyday Life, that the band wasn't planning on touring it. So that kind of directed its course musically. How did knowing that Music of the Spheres, which was definitely going to be toured, how do you think that affected the way that you all wrote the album?
Well, it definitely made it more pop and bigger and more probably, songs designed to be sung along to and sound good on the radio, so it always, I think it really directly influences the style of music that we make, knowing whether we are or are not going on tour.
And I also heard one of the other reasons you didn't tour the last album is because you wanted to pause touring to ensure that the tour would be environmentally friendly. And on this tour, Coldplay has pledged to cut the direct emissions by more than 50% compared to the previous one, which is massive. And there's so many really innovative sustainability initiatives that you have to meet this target. Do you have a favorite?
Well, it's weird. They're all they all add up to something significant. I think the plan was always to try and look at every decision through that we make about touring through the lens of sustainability. So there's not one big headline item which dramatically changes everything. It's a collection of small decisions and small, and it's quite heartening that, because I like the fact that sometimes the climate crisis can feel so overwhelming. You think, what can I possibly do? What can I do as an individual? And I think this experiment that we've done and this sort of process that we've gone through has shown that it's really about a series of making small changes, and those small changes accumulate to something huge. So I think it's a nice way to think about it. And I think when people do get overwhelmed and think, what can I do? Just it's a reminder that every little bit helps. So I think maybe my favorite thing is one tree planted for every ticket sold. I think that is something that is it's such an important part of the puzzle, and knowing that everyone is participating by buying a ticket, you're getting a tree planted in alongside that ticket is a nice gesture, and it's a nice way to feel like you're contributing.
Yeah, it's a really nice twofer. You get to go see Coldplay and you get to plant a tree. Really nice for everybody involved.
Exactly.
So you're wearing the t-shirt right now that I have a question about, that Guy, I heard you actually designed, that says everyone is an alien somewhere. What does that mean to you guys?
I think it's really about we're trying to talk about things of looking at us as a human race from a bit further away. We're so concerned with boundaries and divisions and the differences and noticing differences between people in our everyday society. But I think what we're trying to look at is humanity from a bit further away, and the kind of ridiculous nature of countries and boundaries, and trying to talk about the differences between people. So I think this is a phrase Chris came up with, and I felt like it was a really interesting kind of slogan to put on one of our t-shirts, because I thought it summed up a lot of the ideas that we're really talking about on this album.
Cool. I like it. I've seen the ones too with like all the different planets have all the different languages and things. It's just it's a really cool tie-in to the whole theme.
Great.
So it's been 6 years since you played Vancouver. Coldplay, obviously known for incredible live shows, and you guys go to great lengths to make the fans part of the experience, from like the LED wristbands and making crowd part of the light show. Why is that so important to Coldplay to involve the fans, and what can fans expect from this tour?
Well, I think it's really fundamental to what we do. We are nothing without our fans, and our fans, the audiences that come, are the best part of the show. You know, they provide the I don't know, we're so lucky with our audiences, and obviously we do, as you say, we make sure that they feel connected to the show by the wristbands and the light shows. And I think sometimes it's hard to have a feeling of togetherness in those big places. Sometimes the people sat at the back can feel a bit removed from what's happening on stage, and so everything we do is basically trying to create that feeling of intimacy in an enormous space and a feeling of community between the people in different parts of the stadium. And so yeah, every little thing is about that. And we what people can expect is, hopefully, you know, after a number of years of not, obviously we haven't been back to Vancouver for a while, and lots of people have not been to shows for a number of years because of the pandemic, and that is really what we wanted to achieve, is a feeling of let's all get back together and be in one place for a couple of hours and try to forget what's happened, and try to forget, you know, leave all your troubles at the door and come and have a great communal experience with lots of like-minded people, and people who might be very different to you, but we're all in there for the same reason, which is to feel connected to one another and to have a great time, to sing and to dance and to have fun, and to feel, you know, to feel what it's like to be in amongst people again. So that's really what we're aiming for.